Welcome to the Divorce Diaries podcast. One man's anonymous and live account of if he should get a divorce or stay married. He's been cheated on, and he's cheated. Protecting the innocent with changed voice patterns, the omission of names, ages, and genders. His authentic journey and account of the daily events of his marriage are helping him sort out his feelings and not get lost in the ups or the downs. New episodes are released daily. Welcome to the Divorce Diaries podcast. Entire seasons are released on Patreon weeks before anywhere else at Divorce Diaries Podcast Patreon page. Link in description. Now for today's episode.
Red pills are hard pills to swallow. No bullshit. Keanu Reeves was in 3 movies, about to be 4 movies about the Matrix. Just the taking up that red pill and the swallowing of it. It's tough. It's a large pill, and in order to take that pill and swallow that pill, you really have to. You've got to relax parts of your throat to allow that big pill to flow down. It is uncomfortable. It's unnatural. It's never what you expected. You shouldn't have expected anything, but you did, and it is hard. Because the red pill, one of the YouTubers I watch, his name is Austin Dunham. Austin Dunham says in the video that I watched today, actually, the red pill is understanding the nature of the world, but in his specific example, because it's about his channel on YouTube is about men's health, men's fitness, men's perspective, and men sort of conditioning themselves appropriately as opposed to how the world conditions us to be as it relates to dealing with women. That's one of his topics, his main focuses. The other main focus is self-improvement, improving your body, your mind, your spirit, and your goals, and always focusing on those and not focusing on women. And Austin said the red pill is the acceptance of the way that the world is and accepting female nature for what it is. And this was the first thing that I've been in a manosphere for a while, and hearing Austin Dunham put it this way, it woke me up. It woke me up in a way that, to be honest, I didn't look at it this way. The red pill, I felt it was just, accepting reality on reality's terms. The red pill was, you took the red pill because you understood the difference between the life that you were told or promised or hoped you'd have, and the red pill is the realization of what's real and accepting it. Period. Done. Stop. Nope. I just want to thank Austin Dunham because he took it to a whole nother level. The red pill is not just about accepting female nature, the world, or anything else for what it is. Austin Dunham then said, and you don't try to change it. I have to admit, I was freed. Just when I thought there wasn't another level, just like the fucking Matrix with Neo. In fact, when the new Matrix movie comes out, because as I record this is November 19th, 2021, I am going to watch all 3 Matrix movies, but not as a boy, this time as a man, and I'm going to consider everything that I know and everything that I've learned as I attempt to learn new things. Austin Dunham. The acceptance of what female nature in the world really is, and the discipline or the understanding that you should not try to change it. Do not try to change it. I was wondering because I still have been struggling. I've been struggling a lot. But today, something was a little bit different. Now I silence my wife's text messages. I did meet her yesterday. I shouldn't have. And here's why. Today I hadn't seen them because they just came back from vacation, and I took some dinner over to them. It's like I said, I do not want a divorce. I've never wanted a divorce. I will probably never want this divorce. But I will get one. I will file. I will follow through. And I will divorce. Because I need to. I don't want to. But I need to, and I will. I don't have a choice. Because accepting reality on reality's terms looked a little bit like this tonight. I see, even though my wife and I, we talked today about our youngest kid getting the COVID vaccine. And like I said, I'm not going to get political, and I'm only saying that because it's such a political issue, but no, I don't want anyone really, I will say, in the world to get the COVID vaccine. I don't want that. Asterisk. I want everyone that's in a high risk category to get the COVID vaccine. The COVID vaccine seems to prey very specifically on those that are obese and have comorbidities that typically coincide with people that are in very poor health. Overweight, obesity, diabetes, high blood pressure, heart disease, asthma, anything that makes you more susceptible to any sort of infection or virus contraction. COVID seems to prey on those people the most, the elderly and the very, 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 very young. Just like, babies that are months old, but it doesn't even go for them that much. Now, I don't want anyone getting the COVID vaccine because the hash, as it were, is not settled. Anthony Fauci, the CDC, and the World Health Organization still aren't in full agreement on what we should and shouldn't do. Should we wear masks? Should we not? Should they be KN95 or should they be N95 or K95 or N95, whatever? Should we get the one shot or should we get two? Should we get a booster every 6 months, 2 months? Should we mix the two vaccines to make them? Is it Trump's vaccine? Is it Biden's vaccine? Are we angry at each other? Are we not angry at each other? Should we take the vaccine because Trump told us to? Should we take the vaccine because Trump told us not to? Should we not take the vaccine because Biden said we won't take Trump's vaccine? Should we throw all of that? I don't know. The hash isn't settled. So no, I don't want my kid getting the vaccine. But my wife sent me a text this morning asking, how do you feel about it? I don't know what that meant. I don't know if that meant she was going to take action or not. But I know I had to respond in such a way that would be that of a team player that I haven't always been. My wife fully knows my perspective and stance on the vaccine, but she asked anyway. I believe it was definitely a disrespectful question, but I chose not to take it that way. She knows that I am not an anti-vax person. All of our children have many vaccines. I have many vaccines. I will continue to give vaccines. It's just something about this COVID one that I think if everyone were to be honest, it just became political, and we can't really tell which way the wind is blowing. We can feel the conviction of people. You've got to get the vaccine. We've got to keep the world safe and do our part. And others, I'm not going to take the vaccine because I don't know what's in it, and it's political, and I won't be forced. We've gotten so polarized that possibly one of the most important health decisions we should be making as individuals isn't clear. you have a headache, you take your temperature, and you take ibuprofen or acetaminophen to bring your fever down. It's universally understood. Starve a fever, feed a cold, you've got a virus, you've got a bacterial infection, you get a prescription for antibiotics to fight your bacterial infection, biotics, universally understood and accepted. COVID vaccine, should we or shouldn't we? Pass these trials, doesn't pass these trials. Moderna, Pfizer, Johnson & Johnson. 1, 2. Booster, not. Taking the red pill as far as the COVID vaccine is, that's what I've done. I've accepted the reality that it's political and I'm not trying to change it. That's it. I'm not going to try to change it anymore. I'm not going to try to change anyone's mind because I'm not trying to change anyone's mind to get the vax or not get the vax. The only thing that I'm trying to do, that I tried to do for a short time, was talk to people and say, doesn't this seem a little bit not settled? Doesn't this seem a little not settled? That's what I wanted everyone to glean from the handling of this whole COVID thing. It's just not settled. So maybe we shouldn't sit down at the table and get a spoonful of mashed potato COVID. Because maybe the milk that we used to make the mashed potatoes, maybe it was spoiled. Maybe the potatoes are potatoes that we're allergic to. Maybe it's all good. But like half the table saying don't eat it, the other half is saying eat it. It's really hard. I just want to get up and go sit at another table where I know the mashed potatoes are good. So as I brought dinner over to the family, I don't even like calling them the family anymore because as I sit there, I look around the place that I used to share with them for a little while. There's no sign of me as they talk and about how they just came back from vacation. They are talking about how much fun they had, where they went, what this person said, what that person said, and the red pill is looking at them and seeing, you guys have moved on. I'm just a visitor in your lives. It's tough. My whole purpose was them, which is why I'm having this crisis of identity right now. I'm trying to meet people. I'm trying to fill my day. Fill my days. My days used to be sort of filled for me. My children existed. I know when they were coming home from school. I knew when they needed dinner. I made calls to my wife so we could hustle and get dinner or make it. Get kids to practices, and it's just... And she was there too. She was my constant. I knew exactly who I would maybe watch TV with that night. I knew exactly who I'd fall asleep next to. I knew exactly who I would hear walking up and down the stairs. I knew exactly. And now I'm alone and I'm in my own apartment. And whenever I meet with them, they're all smiles. They've got that thing that all of us people need. Other people. Got other people with them, connecting with them. And that's just how it goes. I'm literally watching people that I lived for 100%. I'm watching them live on in a very happy way. At least that's how it looks from the outside. they're having such a great time. And it's as if I never existed. All my dad jokes, all the times I tickled them and kissed them and picked them up and knocked on their doors. Can I come in and kiss them goodnight just for no reason? You already kissed me, Dad. I want to kiss you again. And making appropriate comments as my daughters got older, and I'm just like, I like those lips, girl. Come here, give me a kissing them. Stop, Dad. Yeah. It's like an innocent acceptance of my playful banter. It's hard to swallow that red pill that says you weren't as important as you wanted to be to them. It became increasingly more uncomfortable as I sat there. Eventually, played one last song, and my youngest didn't want to let me go, and she grabbed my hand and she started to twirl me because I used to dance with them a lot. We used to dance in the kitchen. We would play random songs on the Sonos speaker. And I would just grab a random girl, my wife or one of my daughters, and I'd grab them and start dancing, and I'd dip them and I'd spin them and I'd hold them close and go cheek to cheek and I'd kiss them, all three of them. Sometimes the three of us would get in a circle, and four of us would get in a circle, and we'd just all go together holding hands, watching my daughter smile, my wife smile. That part of my life, red pill, that's over now. I cannot replace those people, nor would I ever try. It's tough. Filing that life away in the back of my mind, like that was a moment in time, a space in my being with people, and it's gone now. Just as well as when a relative passes away, when your dog dies, when you graduate from school and those people that you were with every day you no longer see, and you've got to find something new. I've got to accept that this red pill is this one's hard to swallow. I wanted to be more important to them than I am. That's what I wanted. But, and what are they supposed to do? Are they supposed to, oh, I miss my dad every day? Nah. That's what I did when my parents got divorced. I felt like I would have been disrespecting him in a way if I just kind of forgot about him. I felt like I would disrespect him if I didn't say, like, look, I know he was an alcoholic, but, that was that time we had that really good thing, and I would hold on to it so tight. And I know that's got to be one of the principal reasons why I stayed in this marriage so long, because it has been a bad marriage. It has been. But it has been good, too. And I know me. I focus on that good. Man, I focus on that good. Could be 3 good things and 97 bad ones. I don't give a fuck, man. My mom really did raise me to be optimistic. She raised me to be stupid and a little bit too accepting and a bit of a doormat. But she raised me to be optimistic, and I shudder to think about the man that I would be if my father didn't always say, do as I say, not as I do. Proper prior planning prevents piss poor performance. I shudder to think of who I'd be if it weren't for those lessons. Because if I red pilled earlier, Oh, fuck. Who am I kidding? I would just be healthier. I would be avoiding certain pains, relationships, people. But it's okay. I'm listening to the Will Smith memoir autobiography right now. It just came out maybe a week ago. It's called Will. He's my idol, one of my role models, and he always has been. And hearing him talk about the deeper you immerse yourself in bullshit, imagination, stories of how you prefer to perspect the world, the harder and farther that fall will be from grace. I'm sorry. The farther that fall will be from delusion. It's the more you imagine, the more you delude yourself, the more you kid yourself, the more you lie to yourself, your head just goes further and further up into the clouds. And that's just that much farther to fall. God, so far to fall. I believed that I was everything to my wife. I was the best husband in the world, and she should be lucky to have me. So when she quickly moved on to another, like nothing, while she still accepted the provider male privileges of me and just said, like, I don't care. I will move on with this person. I was devastated. Because I was living on delusions. I wasn't living on the fact that maybe I didn't make her feel good. Maybe I didn't make her feel good enough, and she wanted to feel good, and she didn't care who it was with. And I watched her hurt herself, cheapen herself, dealing with this person and these people that she brought into her life. And I feel like if I were to take the Christian stance, God charged me to take care of her and make sure that she was okay and that she wouldn't feel the need to do something like that. The red pill version of me says that was in her the whole time. You know some of the things that she did before you guys got together. You know the things she did during the times you were together. You should have accepted reality on reality's terms, and you should have swallowed that red pill long time ago. I'm not trying to blame her or throw her under the bus. It was more of a statement about me. Why did I try to create reality in my relationship? You're not supposed to do that in relationships. You're supposed to accept the other person pretty much as they are. And you are not supposed to love conditionally. Lord knows I fucking did it. Oh, the condition is that you do this for me. The condition is that you continue to be at my beck and call. The condition is you accept me even when I don't communicate well. The condition is you put up with me when I say nonsense. The condition is... No. I shouldn't have put one single condition on my wife. I should have talked to her and said, hey, I love it when you do this. I don't like it when you do that. If you keep doing that thing that I really don't like, we're going to have to talk about a change. I don't want to be in this relationship if you're going to keep doing this. I just want to let you know it's not an ultimatum. I'm just saying. Thank you for continuing to do that. It makes me so happy. My goodness, please continue to do that because I'm just going to keep being so appreciative. Thank you. But no. Childish, young, stupid man that didn't accept reality on reality's terms. So yeah, tonight was a tough one. I had to leave, and I had to leave quickly. Then my daughter and I danced. And I texted my other one when I left. I said, I'm sorry for running out like that. And I love you. Have a great night. She responded, and it was good. I'm going to try my best not to head back over there anymore. Try my best to make every conversation with my current wife about the kids. They're getting older, so I'm going to try to communicate with them only. My wife and I have never really been on the same team. I don't know whose fault it is. I don't know what the percentage of fault. It doesn't fucking matter. They are moving on. They have moved on, it seems. And I gotta focus on that as well.
Wow. That was the Divorce Diaries podcast. The Daily Saga will continue tomorrow. The full season's episodes are on Patreon now. Subscribe for early access. Click the Patreon link in the description. Hopefully, these entries help our anonymous recorder as a form of his own personal therapy. That's his hope and his intention. Will these recordings of life's curveballs lead this family to the best resolution in the end? We'll keep listening. New episodes are released daily on all podcast players, but all episodes are available on Patreon at Divorce Diaries Podcast Patreon page. Until next time.